crafting healing rituals for more than 2,000 years. Many modern-day witches continue that tradition. They sometimes group into circles to offer prayers for healing and to honor their ancestors. Silver Ravenwolf says she's a descendant of witches. She lives in Pennsylvania and has written several books on witchcraft. Her name is a pseudonym.
I took a pen name because I lived in a small town. I knew that the family was going to experience discrimination, and we did.
She says her ancestors also experienced persecution. In 1679, they fled Germany and settled in Pennsylvania. With them, they brought their magical tradition of faith healing. Silver claims these ancient chants date back to the 1300s.
Always a blessing! Always a blessing! Always a blessing!
Born in 1956, Silver grew up hearing stories from relatives about her ancestors' witchcraft. But Silver's mother was Protestant, so Silver was raised as one. Silver never considered herself a devout Christian, but she did believe in the power of magic. As a child, she often cast her own spells on a favorite toy.
I had a puppet that I used to make wishes on, and the wishes always came true. And then it scared me so bad I stopped using puppets.
Silver was influenced by the popular 1960s television series, Bewitched.
I wanted to be Samantha. I wanted to be able to twitch my nose and have my house cleaning done.
Elizabeth Montgomery was obviously very gorgeous. She didn't have all of the typical witch visual imagery that we were so familiar with. Mostly it was a story about somebody trying to get by in a world who is completely different from everybody else.
That's exactly how Silver felt. At 16, she was trying to find herself like most teenagers. She went to Spain with her high school Spanish class. Soon after returning home, her mother lost a battle with leukemia. For Silver, her mother's death was a traumatic and life-altering tragedy.
And I thought, the world doesn't make sense. What I've been taught in religion isn't fulfilling me. And so I started to look. And I found Wicca.
Wicca is a nature-based religion that focuses on the four natural elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Wiccans view the sun as a symbol of their god, and the moon as a symbol of their goddess. Based on Western European pagan rites, Wicca started to take hold in America around the time Silver was born. A British civil servant named Gerald B. Gardner popularized it with his book, Witchcrafts Today. The book was published in 1954, just 3 years after England repealed the Witchcraft Act, which fined or jailed people for summoning spirits and casting spells. Gardner drew upon pre-Christian rituals that recognized an earth god and a mother goddess.
It was very trendy in the 1960s. It was counterculture. If medieval Latin Christendom was the oppression of the Christian church, witchcraft was the underground resistance to it.
Wiccans are a subgroup of witches, but not all Wiccans call themselves witches. Wicca, like the practice of witchcraft, recognizes the so-called
Evolvement of Witchcraft Part 1.
In Wicca, we say, whatever you do is going to come back to you 3 times. You're not forgiven for your sins. You know, you're responsible.
Silver says Wicca allows her to explore the science of magic to bring about positive change in her life.
It lets you enjoy science, to bring science into your life, because magic is nothing more than quantum physics.
Silver studied quantum physics to learn about the relationship between energy and matter.
I was what you call a solitary witch. I was practicing on my own. I had had no training. I was just flying by the seat of my magical britches.
In 1980,
Same here.
Silver met her next-door neighbor, Irvin McCormick, known as Nick. The two quickly fell in love and married. Nick learned Wicca from his new wife. They raised 4 children, and early on kept their Wiccan faith a secret. But word eventually got out to the neighbors.
They thought that we sacrificed Fluffy in the backyard. They thought that we prayed to the devil.
Silver decided to practice her religion openly so people could see they really meant no harm. Wiccans believe there's energy in everything, which can be harnessed through chanting and rituals. Silver turned to witchcraft full-time when she decided to write a book for beginners. In 1993, The Ride a Silver Broomstick was published, and it was a success. Silver is head of the Black Forest Clan, a coven or group of witches of the same tradition.
We stick together. There is always power in numbers when you're working magic, if you're praying for someone.
Guardians in the north, element of earth.
We are asking the grounding energies of earth to come in and help guide us through what we're doing, through our ritual.
Silver uses her ancestors' magic to softly speak prayers of healing.
It works by whispering. Really quiet chants that nobody can hear. You know what they are, but even the person you're working for can't hear it.
I am praying for my mother specifically. I'm asking the spirits to relieve her of any serious pain and suffering that she's been enduring for quite some time.
We don't worship the devil. It's all about healing. It's all about love and light and honor the earth.
Silver's daughter, Fallon, is part of the coven. She's also an Army staff sergeant. The 25-year-old medic says she has experienced discrimination as a witch.
It's mainly not the military treating witches badly. It's more so specific individuals who just have a hard time dealing or coping with something that's different from their own.
But one Wiccan widow felt the military did treat her unfairly. And her campaign for religious freedom would grab the attention of George W. Bush and the national media spotlight.
Now, flat ads at a toast.